He was like, what? Like, you're losing your mind, like, what are you, you're tripping.
I have like social anxiety that I built that I didn't have before.
How are we crossing that bridge of change? What does me again look like for women? Hey, girl.
Hey.
Okay, so I am so excited to just get on board with you to do this Me Again podcast.
Same.
Yeah, so like, let me just talk to you about, it came at the right time for me because, I just had baby number 3. And so I'm
congratulations, because I'm got 1 and
child,
3.
It's a hot mess up in there, in the Everline household. But no, I'm excited because I think that, one, it's going to be a vessel for me to talk about my journey and how I've gotten back, or how I'm trying to get back to being me again. But having someone like yourself, who I want you to introduce yourself as well, to talk about your journey, and then just having our like own space and platform for women to be able to come on, share our journeys, what our paths have been, to losing ourselves, getting back to us again, me again. And it's just different for everybody, right? Like, what may resonate with you is different than what resonates with me. And truthfully, I feel like there's so much drama out there in the social media space that this is a really great, sacred, positive environment where we can uplift each other, hold each other accountable, and go down that journey of like, what does me again look like for women of all different ages, different races, different career paths. You know what I mean? So anyways, I want you to introduce yourself. I'm excited to take this journey with you. And let's get rolling.
Thanks. Great introduction.
Trying.
Well, I'm Naycha.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a trainer. I'm a mom.
Yep.
And I'm new to LA. I've only really been here for about 2 years now. So I've been through a lot of the transitions and finding myself. And it's just a journey. I feel like I'm here to, learn as well and be a student, but also inspire, at least if it's one person, connect with at least somebody, has some type of connection towards me where, they can learn and grow and just make it our space, a positive space.
I'm excited for it too. It's so funny because it reminds me of an analogy. I don't know if it would be called an analogy, but something that, before mom and wife, recent before, I was doing event planning with Bonnie Walker. She's like one of the GOATs in the game, been in the industry for 35 years plus. Or should I say that because then that's telling her age, so 10 years plus. She'd probably hate me for that. But she once said one thing about events, right? If there's one detail that someone picks up on, well, then the job was done, right? So
1,000%.
You may not see every single thing that happened at that wedding or that event. But if one person does see and you see something different, then it's a success.
It was a reason. Yeah,
and so a success. With that same, using that same type of analogy here, it's like maybe in the next episode when we have a mental health expert come on, or we have a baby chiropractor come on, whatever that may be, someone picks up from something, you know what I mean? Then I just feel like that's
away,
touching.
Yeah, walk away and like, we didn't just sit here and just...
Right.
No. Issues. Issues and giggles. You're walking away with something.
Shits and giggles, girl.
Some type of knowledge.
Just say it.
Some type of knowledge.
Yeah. So I think it'll be really beneficial. I'm excited for that. And so let's get into it.
Let's go.
So today's topic is going to be about embracing change and what our me again moments have been and are currently now. So you want to take it off, or you want me to start?
I mean, you just put the pressure on me, so I guess I got to start it off.
What is your me again moments now, have been? You already said that you just moved. Big transition.
I feel like I have
So what's
a lot
that been
of them.
like?
There's
All right, come
lot
on, feed
of
it. Feed it to me, girl.
Because I feel like as you grow in life, it's like you go through so many phases.
Right.
And I personally feel like from little, I mean, you're you, but then like your parents mold you.
Right.
And then like for me, my parents mold me. I am me, but you know, I'm operating under them. And then I get older, I ran track.
Right.
So that was my identity. For
Ooh,
8 years, I'm
okay.
I'm running track throughout college, high school, college. So that was like me. So I just feel like I went through a lot of different phases of trying to find me. And I'm now at a new path of finding my new me.
Okay.
Because I feel like, you know, I ran track. I was a student athlete, so I ran track.
Okay, yeah, so that's my first thing. So first me again was Naycha, the track star.
Yes, that's my first me again.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm the runner.
That's a damn good me again.
That
That's
is
a damn
it.
good identity. Okay, I got
And
that.
then going throughout college, that was like all like I'm eating, I'm breathing, I'm sleeping, track. And you know, if you know track, anybody that knows track, you guys know that those meets are long. So you're there on the weekends,
hot
you're at a
sun.
meet. And then I also was I am in a very long-term relationship where I got in when I was like 17 years old, 18 years old, and I'm now 27. So
That's so cute.
I think that being in a relationship as well at a young age, you don't really find you because you're kind of like...
Your identity is attached to
somebody
else in your
else.
relationship, right?
And especially at a young age, you don't know how to separate the two in a
Right.
sense. You have no clue. Well, I didn't.
Nope.
So I feel like the transition from track, being in my relationship, and then graduating. When I graduated, it was like
A whole new.
oh my gosh, like what am I now? I'm not a runner. I'm not an athlete
Right.
no more. So now what? Like I'm just regular. Like
Yeah.
what's going on? So I started teaching. I was a teacher back in New York.
Oh, how
I
cool.
was coaching. Yeah,
Okay.
I was teaching. I was coaching track. So kind of keeping the same like comfortability.
Yep.
So that was my next transition, and then the big one was being mom.
Yeah.
That was huge. That was like a huge like,
Whoa.
and you know, you could attest.
Yeah, I can't get out of it, girl. Oh my goodness. So you had that, and so how old is your son?
3.
3. Okay, yeah, because
See,
Knox
yeah,
and
your
Knox and
oldest
him are the
is-
same.
yeah,
Exactly.
But I stopped at that.
Yeah, girl, I don't know what happened to me. I had 3 kids in 3 years, so I'm
But you know what I think?
drowning over here.
You're gonna be drowning. You should. I'm drowning, so I know
Right.
you're drowning. But it's a beauty. It's beauty because honestly,
Right.
I wanted it that way in a sense where like they're kind of back to back because then they have each other.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
As they get older, it's gonna get easier on you. Right now, it's probably
Right now, they're in 3 different phases, so that's like
1000%.
tough. Okay, so we have that. Now, your current state of me again is your transition from New York to LA and your new career choice.
Yep.
All while being
Mom,
raising
a little
a
family
son,
going on,
having your family, being the pillar of your family. What's that like?
difficult, but rewarding.
Yes.
I feel like it's challenging, but without challenge, there's no change.
Right.
And
That's a good statement. Without challenge, there's no change.
Yeah.
Without challenge, there's no change.
I think that, I feel like I swear by that. I say it all the time
Right.
because I truly believe, and that goes back to like that whole you got to be uncomfortable to get
Right.
comfortable. Like it's just to grow. So for me, the transition is really just finding the balance because we're out here by ourselves.
Right.
I mean, my boyfriend does have an uncle that lives out here, which is why we moved out here. But again, they're young. They're not. They
Moving and
out.
shaking
You know.
too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's not like your grandma here, come watch the kid. It's like, all right, now you really have to go to school. I didn't really necessarily want to put him in school
Right.
until he started talking, but I didn't have that luxury in a sense
Yep.
because like, all right, you kind of got to get moving.
Which, by the way, we don't have to talk about that now. Isn't that an interesting space with the talking? Because now that Knox is really able to communicate his day to me, I feel like a level
Yeah.
of comfort because I'm like, he can kind of tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
Before it's almost like you're nervous because if something does happen, he really can't say what it was.
No,
you know what I mean?
not
You're
at all.
relying completely on the teacher and the
The staff,
administrator,
the
yes,
administration,
exactly.
just everyone to be like
So is he in school now?
right now.
Right now, he just
At
started.
this hour.
Exactly. Oh, same.
He's been in school.
Well, Knox
so
is napping currently, so
He's probably 2:30
Waking up.
they wake up.
Yeah.
So he's
2:45
probably waking up
over here.
around like now.
I love it.
He's been in school for like a year and some change, but
Okay, good.
So the differences is I
Yeah.
advocate for it for sure.
Yeah, me too.
But definitely, I feel like I'm kind of in a hamster wheel at this point.
Yep, just
because
going.
it's like it's like the same thing. All right, I get up, get him ready. Sometimes I start here first.
Right.
Then I go back home. I get him dressed. I get him to school. Then I come back here. I train. Then I eat. Then I train myself. Then I leave. Then I have to go get him.
Yeah.
And then it's like from there is no, I can't sit down.
Yeah.
I got to play with him. I have to cook dinner.
How many hours of sleep are you getting a night?
Oh, see, I don't get enough sleep because that's on me though. Because his bedtime, I'm strict. We 7:30.
Okay, so you're up trying to get to you're trying to get your
I'm
me
trying to
again.
get myself back.
Yeah,
Like,
you're trying to
I
rejuvenate.
I need to eat my dinner. I need to take my shower. I need to woosah. But yeah, I'm strict. 7:30? But I go to sleep too late.
Late, okay.
For sure.
Okay, good. Okay, so I actually resonate. What's funny is you said sometimes you start here first and then you go, because not for myself, but my husband, by the time he comes back home when we're waking up, he's had a full day.
Yeah.
That man is up at 3 a.m. to be out, and so he used to get up at 4 to be training at 4:30 with whoever he's training, cover clients. Then he started saying, I need my own time. He's too busy in the day where he's literally with someone 24/7. So he says, I need to wake up at 3 o'clock. So from 3 to 4, I have my own time.
Ooh.
Okay. To get his mental together, to then go and train his clients. And then from after that, finish, start his day of work. So it's funny. I was like, ooh, that's brutal to come to have a morning and then go back and get your kids ready and do that whole thing. That's just a lot.
I kind of like it.
It kind of is nice
Because it
though.
breaks
I can
up
see
my day in a sense where like, yes, I start here at 5:30. Then after I'm done with my 5:30, I go back home. I can maybe grab my breakfast.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to do it. Because
you kind
in
of
the
have your
morning
own time.
I'm quiet. I can't really... I may be able to change now because in the morning time I'm getting dressed, and men, they are loud when they wake up. They don't care about anybody else waking up. For me, it's like I'm trying to be quiet. I got my flashlight on.
Right.
I got my clothes laid out. It's like
you're like squeaking the door.
Everything's so quiet. So I feel like I like the balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not that bad.
Yeah, because I'm waking up in my house to screaming, crying.
1,000%.
So I could actually see how it might be nice to like get up earlier, have your moment, collect yourself, and get ready for the day. That's kind of cool.
I don't get up that early to collect myself for the day.
5:30 is early.
I feel like I get up like,
but not for
to
yourself.
be honestly, 10 minutes before I have to leave.
Oof.
If my hair is done, like if I have my hair braided or anything, 10 minutes.
Be quick with it.
Quick. Just gotta brush my teeth, put some clothes on.
Oh my gosh.
I spend so much time talking to my clients about the importance of proper nutrition outside of the gym. And the number one area of struggle is not getting enough protein. So Boss and Kevin developed Vita Hustle One superfoods for this very reason. This plant-based blend contains 86 superfood ingredients that support muscle recovery and overall well-being. It's not just about what you do in the gym, it's also about how you fuel your body. So try Vita Hustle One superfood in vanilla bean, dark cocoa, which is my fave, or superfood greens in the popular berry flavor. Use code MEAGAIN for 15% off your first order.
Well, I'm feeling like I'm excited for your journey. I think that your transition here, from what I've already seen, has been really inspiring. I couldn't say smooth. Maybe for you it's a little bit rocky, but I'm excited to like keep developing it together and like doing it together and talking about it together, and really having this space for me is awesome too for myself, because it's like an outlet and a space that we can all kind of like come together, type of thing. Because I have to say, with the 3 kids, for me, me again, it's almost challenging for me to even think about what my life was before this. So you talk about identity. I did like some work with therapy and stuff where I actually struggled to find my identity outside of 1 being wife and 2 being mom, or being mom 1 and wife 2nd. It's like ever since that happened, I'm like, who's Dominique again? What does she like to do? I forgot. She was this. So you probably don't know, but I'm an only child. I think we have that in common,
you got
right?
only child
No,
syndrome?
you're not.
I'm the middle child.
oh, you're my Kate.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been trying to make him not have middle child syndrome.
We have it. I'm sorry. It's going to happen.
I'm seeing how it starts to happen, actually.
Because, we got the oldest that you're worried about because they're growing. And it's like, nah, I got to redirect you, Moju, because you on some BS right now. You're acting
and they're like
out.
going out into the world.
Yes. And then you have the little one that you got to coddle because it's the baby. So the middle one tends to be, I think, from all the middle
more
children.
Independent?
Yes. All the middle children that I've met and more independent, a little bit more responsible.
Like so sad.
And it's not bad. It's not a bad thing though. It's not a bad thing.
But it's sad when he's not even 2 yet. I'm like, poor thing, he's an independent 2-year-old. Golly, that sounds nuts. But no, yeah, it's like I'm only child, so everything in a bad, good, I don't know what kind of way was just about me. Like I always did. My parents always did for Dominique because I was their only pride and joy.
Around you, 100%.
And I moved on my own accord always. You know what I mean? And so I, just like you, was a sports athlete. Played basketball growing up. I was ASB this.
I can see that.
Student achievement this. President this. Boom, boom, boom. Went to San Diego State. Got into political science. Wanted to be an attorney. Not necessarily.
What kind of attorney did you want to do?
Well, that was the thing, is I couldn't figure it out. And so I thought, okay, I felt like I was trying to, the attorney, I was trying to figure out what fit, because I truly felt like maybe I didn't really want to do that. I didn't want to be in the courthouse. I didn't want to be working 100 hours a week. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't my thing, but I was trying to find what type of law would fit my personality. Because at the time I was in San Diego and I was actually doing immigration. Like I was interning for an immigration attorney, and it was really crazy, the experiences that we learned. But nonetheless, I said, okay, I'm going to go full force with this. So I was poli-sci major. I started taking LSAT classes to prep, applying to Cal Western and just different schools. And then I met Boss. And he introduced me to a whole nother life. And I said, oh, there's plenty of other opportunities out here. You know what I mean? I knew nothing about, I'm from LA, but not really from LA. Like, I'm from the Inland Empire, the IE. So, Rancho, represent. Okay, come on, Rancho. But I met Boss's attorney, Mo. She's amazing. And I said, maybe I can do, entertainment, intellectual property law, something like that, that kind of gets me in that scene, not necessarily the entertainment scene, but more of a outgoing type of vibe. And then suddenly I just quit it all together. It just wasn't for me. And that's when I got into the event space, and I started Boss was entrepreneur. And so I'm like, man, there's so much more out here. And I was more coming from a traditional background, you know what I mean? Of doctor, attorney, nurse, fireman, not that I was ever going to be a fireman, but
I took the test in New York.
You're kidding.
Did. New York's finest. I took the test. What? They called me back to do the physical, but I never went back because, similar to you, I knew that
That's cool.
I was all over the place in college.
Yeah, just trying to figure it out, right?
I knew that I liked the body. Mm-hmm. And I had a passion for helping people in a sense of their health, because that's always been something that I would be a kid walking in the parking lot. If somebody's walking and they look like they're struggling, I would tell my mother, Mommy, I feel so bad.
And you're a New Yorker?
I know,
with
right?
With those sentiments? Dang, girl. Right, you're New York's finest, for real.
Listen. So that's how I ended up picking phys ed, because it was I was so confused. I was going to do bio and be sports med and kind of go that route. Then I was going to go nursing because my mother's a nurse. And I didn't have, moving in and transitioning to this type of realm is very you were saying, it's different. It's a snap
Shell
because
shock,
I'm very 9 to 5.
Okay, so that's my family. That was my parents. Yeah. I mean, literally, even my relationship, which we'll have, I'm sure, plenty of discussion about our relationships and stuff, but my relationship with Boss was so much and it's really the dad looking out for the daughter, but it was my dad was I'm sorry, what does he do? He's an entertainment and he's a trainer, and he was what? You're losing your mind, what are you tripping? And so it was just kind of I went out of the norm, you know what I mean? And what I thought my life would be, because I was very much
1,000%.
9 to 5 thinking I was going to have that type of career. And it just didn't happen for me like that. And so but I got on my wave and I was doing my thing with the event planning, and I wanted to kind of like build out the business and help her do like kind of more modern day things with the event space and market and all that kind of stuff. And I wanted to get into flipping houses. Like I was excited, like kind of doing that. And then I got married. And so when I got married, it then became like, okay, traditional, non-traditional husband that I have, the Texas side of him was like, let's start a family. And I was like, well, no, let's,
When did you guys get married?
So we got married May 18th. Oh, wait, 18th or 19th?
Dom. Dominique.
Thank you to the Peanut Gallery. May 18th, 2019. Yes, May 18th, 2019. And then, so I was kind of like wanting to enjoy marriage and like continue with what I was doing, because I felt like I had such a momentum going. Boss had his momentum. We had our like vibe of like me supporting him from afar. But then I got pregnant October 2019.
No gain, no wasting,
Few
no
months,
time.
but we had been together for quite some time, which is so that's all fine and well. But for me, I didn't realize that, oh, you have hobbies type of vibe. You know what I mean? I felt like, oh, is my life a hobby? And so now suddenly I have to just be mom and wife, which, by the way, is a blessing now that I'm looking at it. But in the moment, I felt like, whoa, my life was all about me, and then it turned into not.
But we could also say, like, it's a blessing, but, like, whew.
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
It is. It completely changes who you are.
1000%.
You know what I mean? And so with the first one, it was cool.
How was it
Knox,
with COVID? Because you had him during COVID, July.
And Black Lives Matter. There was boarded up outside of Cedars-Sinai.
Oh, nice.
It was like fire. Like it was a whole crazy situation. Yes, I had him July 14th. So it was nuts. So my experience with that was just so different than what I had ever anticipated. As a firstborn, like the mass, it was just me and my husband in the room. I didn't even have people, family coming in and out. Right. So that was just an interesting experience. But nonetheless, my whole life was about that. And yeah, because you're the same. So
April
you were
2020
in New York,
and it was just the week.
And New York
before,
was ghost
they
town.
was wilding. In the beginning, like a week before I had my son.
When's his birthday?
Was April 23rd, 2020.
Oh, so you're before me. Okay, so you were right in the heat of it.
When we shut down, and
Boom.
everyone was going frantic because it's like, what the F is going on? Like, so I remember like the week before I had my son, there were some hospitals in New York that did not allow a support person
So
at
I
all.
was preparing to have a home birth if that was going to happen, because Cedars was like that. They didn't allow a support person. And then May, they did. And so he came in July. So I was like, okay, cool. But I was going to have a natural birth at home. I was like, I better get my mind right and get it together, because that I wasn't going to be there by myself with nobody to advocate for me and like, that whole thing. So anyways, now, so with Knox, I was like staying afloat. Then I had Kate, and now I have Cruz. And so I'm in a space currently where I'm like, who is Dominique? I need to come back to myself again, to me again. And what does that look like? And so currently I'm like doing, obviously working out, getting back on that.
Right.
Therapy has been an awesome like outlet. Leaning on just my relationships, not only my husband, but like my friendships, because that was like fueling who I was before I got married. So that's the space that I'm in now. So during this podcast series, we're just gonna keep diving in. We're gonna keep going in.
I like where it's going.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So we were talking about blessings and challenges and all the 9 yards, and I think the little peanut gallery wants us to watch this little video. So let's
watch
get into it.
Every single one of us is caught between two lives. The one we've just been living and the one we have yet to create for ourselves. And so if you feel like you're in that in-between space, you're uncertain, you're not sure where you're headed, but you just feel called to step into that gap between what was and what will be. Think about it like crossing a bridge. You don't have to have the answers. You don't have to know exactly where this is going to go. But as you are in that moment of transition, you can come alive. You can find peace, knowing that one of the most important experiences that you'll have as a human being is the experience of coming alive as you walk toward what's meant for you next.
Oh,
That was
that's
a good one.
emotional.
She gotta cry.
That's making me connect.
No, yeah. Go ahead, share then. Go ahead.
Well, no, I'm thinking, by the way, I'm sorry if I don't know who this is.
You might be ripped,
Oh, no, I might need to get into this.
She's very big. I feel like I scroll and I see her a lot.
Okay, yeah, I might need to get, that was wonderful. No, I'm just thinking of, immediately I was thinking of my thoughts the other day as where I feel like I'm just running the plays, right, in my
Like the
life.
hamster wheel.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's the same thing, the same routine every single day. And especially now that I have the 3 boys, I feel like it's just I'm being pulled in different directions. I'm just trying to survive in the space that I'm existing in now. And so I want to have my days be more meaningful, where it's like an impactful day every day. You know what I mean? Like if there's an impactful moment every day where my kids feel that, instead of it's like, okay, it's 5 o'clock this time, 2, to jump into that gap of where what's next. Be intentional about my current time now so that what's next is fulfilling for me.
Right,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? And I feel like I am kind of starting to do that, and I'm excited about it. Cruise is only 12 weeks, but as I start sleeping more, I think that I'll have that energy to really start becoming more intentional and looking forward to my future and what that looks like as mom of 3, as Dominique the wife, and kind of having my cake and eat it too type of thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that totally resonated. What about you?
1000%.
You're on the hamster wheel, you told me.
I'm just in the same spot where I'm trying to like make active decisions now, because
Right.
I feel like in all reality, I'm only scratching the surface of adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
Like in all reality, I've been a child/teenager like my whole life.
Right.
I'm probably a few years into adulthood.
Aww.
And I feel like but it's the reality
Right,
of it,
right.
in a sense. That people, when we put so much pressure on ourselves, because we feel like we should be somewhere. So I feel like right now what I'm just really trying to do, because I feel like I'm kind of in the same, I don't have the 3 kids, but it's like, the hamster wheel, doing the same thing every day. It's repetition, feeling like I don't have time for really anything else, but finding that time, being a little bit more intentional with my time, maybe waking up. Like I heard this, I don't know who said it, but basically I ran across this video, and they said, basically, like, how we create habit, you work out, and I work out 3 times a week, and I continue to do that. I'm going to create a habit of,
Right.
I'm just going to go work
Yeah,
out,
that's
and
your
that's just my
lifestyle.
lifestyle. We also create a habit with feelings. So if I wake up every day and I'm anxious, and
I
I'm
believe
like
that.
on 10, and I'm
That's
creating a
intense.
habit in my
We need someone
emotions.
to come and talk about that.
1000%.
About how your thoughts become your habits. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of
1000%.
thing.
So I'm just trying to be more intentional, waking up
That's
with more
dope to acknowledge
gratitude,
that, yep.
and, find me again.
Right.
What I like, because I don't think I ever really knew that.
Yeah.
So it's just like what she was saying. I feel like I am in that
That space of transition, yeah.
But I don't know exactly what's ahead. I can't see the future, no one can, but I can feel it. And it's like I feel like being intentional, having a purpose, and
Right.
just being more mindful.
Right.
I feel like that's the only space I'm really in right now. I'm just trying to go through the motions.
Okay, so let's do something for both of us.
Come on, let me hear
Bullet
it.
points. Boom, boom, boom. How are we crossing that bridge of change? Like, what are the things, particulars, that we're saying, okay, this is how we're going to get there, that you're doing? So you already mentioned one, you're waking up with gratitude.
Waking up with more gratitude for sure
Okay.
is definitely one for me.
Give me 2 more.
Okay. Reading.
Ooh.
Reading more.
What kind of books?
Books. So I don't really like storybooks like that. And if anybody got suggestions and y'all like the storytelling books, please let me know, because I want to
That's
learn.
great.
I want to read more, but I'm always turn to like the self-help books and
Right.
like the self-development books and the psychology books, and then I end up reading, and then I turn to like
Math for dummies.
then I turn to the fitness books. So like
Right.
just keeping my brain like just going, because even like in COVID, having the baby, and we're down, we're
Right.
not, we're quarantined. I was a teacher, but I was able to not teach, like go in that following
So you were
September.
doing, like,
I was
Zoom,
doing all
virtual or
Zoom.
whatever, yeah.
Right. So I'm not having any interactions with anybody. So now I don't even know how to speak to. It's like I have like social anxiety that I built that I didn't have before.
Speaking of, there's probably going to be some new words that I'm creating on this podcast.
Oh, me too.
Because I haven't spoken to adults for a period of time.
I'm no judgment here, because that's my life before
Oh,
COVID.
my
That was my
goodness.
mother would be like, that doesn't make sense. It sounded good, Ma. You know what I meant.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So time out. So we got that.
yeah,
Reading.
So reading. I feel like I can't
Last
use
one.
fitness because
That's your career, but you can.
that's my career, but I can. I'm gonna say diet.
Oh, that's good.
I'm gonna say my eating, being like, because I feel like I'm trying to be more cautious with that, because I feel like when I eat better, I feel better.
Okay.
1000%.
So you're on morning mantra,
mindfulness, yeah.
diet.
Diet
and
just
reading.
knowledge. Yeah,
Knowledge.
reading and just trying to
I like that.
just soak things up.
I'm into that.
What about you?
Okay, so we're gonna keep this down to 3, because Lord knows I need about 10, 15,
Facts.
20 things
Yes.
to get me on board. But let's say for sure fitness again.
Yes.
That was huge for me. Not for vain reasons, but because holding a baby, being a mom, not only am I needing recovery, but I also feel like I haven't recognized myself. So it's actually doing that type of benefit for me. Like I'm feeling like, oh, I remember what she used to look like.
Right.
Oh, she was kind of cute. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So fitness for sure. I'm liking your reading comment, but I don't think that's feasible for me.
You can make it eventually.
But I will say relationships. My husband being one, date nights, kind of coming back to that. I think I'm more of I need an emotional thing right now going on. So my husband coming back to that, feeling who we were before we had the kids type of thing. And then separate relationships is my girlfriends, because it's like, those were your girls. When you're single, you're figuring
you
it
could just
out.
up and go.
Yes.
Up and do whatever.
Doing that and trying to balance my relationships would be great. So that's one. And then, what's another bullet point? I'm going to steal your waking up.
You don't got
With a
steal it.
different-
It could be what you.
That's both of ours.
Yeah, it could be both of us.
Because I actually like that, because I want to be more intentional with my days for the kids.
1000%.
You know what I mean? And so that, I think, because right now I'm waking up and it's just like hit the ground running. Oh, shoot. We got to get all 3 kids, relying on somebody to help me. If I could wake up and start prepping a little bit more with an intentional way about it, then I think I'm going to be in the winning.
I think so.
So those
too.
are my 3.
I like it.
But I think most importantly, like, to keep this ball rolling and to keep evolving, like, we want to hear from you guys. We want y'all to hit the hotline.
Hit it up.
And tell us what your 3 bullet points are on how you're crossing that bridge of change, how you're becoming me again. We want to discuss those bullet points in future episodes to come. We want to have people on. We'd love to hear who you guys would be eager to hear from. Naycha, who would you want to
You
hear
gonna ask
from
me a
or have on
name?
the show?
I don't know names.
Maybe not names, but just like, what would you like to dive deeper
I
into?
think we diving deeper in, mental health.
That's a good one.
That's a big one with moms.
Okay.
Parenting.
Parenting, yeah.
Just day and day, nutrition, fitness.
Yeah.
Just things that are gonna help uplift us, like just
Yep.
all together.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm on
Let's
the same
do it.
thing. So we will find some people to entertain us. And we're so excited. This is the first episode of Me Again, helping women, helping myself, helping Naycha helping me, trying to figure out what our journey looks like, how to get back to me again, keep each other encouraged, keep each other motivated, and let's keep rolling.
Let's keep it going.